All right. First of all, apologize for not being there. I stepped out for a quick day trip out of town to participate in a panel discussion. So ordinarily I would do this in person, but I will start with identifying the defendant. His first name is Harun, Harun. That's Harun, and the last name is Sabri. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but Sabrye. That's Sabrye. He's a 18-year-old male of Buffalo, and we will send that information out. We'll make sure that you all get it. But a little after 8 o'clock this morning, Buffalo police responded to a call of a fight outside of Lafayette High School. While the officers were en route, the CAD was updated that there were no weapons observed or seen at the fight. However, when Buffalo Police D District officers got on scene, the fight had been broken up by Buffalo School Security as well as with the assistance of the principal of Lafayette High School. When officers got on scene, they were able to detain individuals, and it was determined that one of the individuals had received stab wounds to the back. They were non-life-threatening stab wounds. He was transported to ECMC via AMR ambulance. He's a 19-year-old male of Buffalo. Through the investigation, it was determined that an 18-year-old student of Lafayette High School had possessed a knife and allegedly stabbed the 19-year-old victim. The 19-year-old victim is a former student of Lafayette High School, so he's no longer at the school. Detectives, at the completion of their investigation, with the assistance of Delta District officers and school resource officers, placed the 18-year-old under arrest, and he was ultimately charged with assault in the second degree and criminal possession of a weapon in the fourth degree, that being the pocket knife that he had in his custody and allegedly used in the stabbing. So with that opening statement, I will take questions.
As I said, if anyone with a question could use the raise hand feature. Tom Puckett, or at least someone from WBEN. You are currently muted.
Commissioner, any word on what led to this fight?
So what we're determining through the investigation, the suspect and the victim in this case are known to each other from school, but the information that we received is that the fight was over the sale of a PlayStation 5 some time ago, where the money was never paid. So the victim in this case apparently spotted the suspect outside of school, confronted him. There was some type of an argument. It escalated into a fight, at which point then the victim was stabbed.
Okay, and now Rob Hackford, you are muted.
In terms of the security that's outside the school at the beginning of class, they hadn't made it in where a pocket knife might have been caught by one of these evolved systems, but who was there at the time when students were entering school? School resource offices, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
So our school resource officers are spread out between all the different schools. They were not on site at the school. Buffalo School Security was there and immediately responded. I commend Buffalo School Security for quickly intervening in this, as well as, again, the principal of Lafayette High School. Delta District officers were on scene in a very quick fashion. I think probably in about a minute or two, they were on scene to ultimately assist, and school resource officers also responded to the call.
In terms of intervening, I mean, did the principal jump in here? Can you elaborate at all on that?
I don't have the exact breakdown. I'm told that school security intervened and that the principal has also aided and assisted. To what extent, I don't know. I'm just going off the quick information that I got.
Anyone else with a question? Tom Puckett, back to you.
I may have missed the first part, but were either of these current students? I know one was a former student.
So the 19-year-old victim is a former student, graduated last year, I believe, and the 18-year-old defendant is a current student of the school.
And how are the two doing?
The victim, non-life-threatening injuries, treated at the hospital. At this point, I don't know if he's been treated and released or if he's still in the hospital. So sorry, I can't answer that question. The defendant, he had sustained a very, very small cut to his hand and was looked at by the ambulance and left at the scene in police custody. it was then determined sometime later that he'd also had some kind of a cut, I believe, in his stomach area. An ambulance was called back. He was looked at, not transported, and again, treated and released.
Okay, any last questions?
Commissioner, you said this was a pocket knife?
That's what I have right now is his pocket knife. It was recovered. Officers held it at the scene. It was collected by our evidence unit.
And then have you been in contact with the school district about any additional resources that are going to be placed at Lafayette over the next couple of days, or given that this appears to be just a isolated thing here that wasn't a part of the discussion or what's needed going forward?
You know, we're very confident this was an isolated incident between two individuals that knew each other. You know, we will have an SRO car over there at the end of school, just for safety reasons. But there's absolutely no indication that this is anything that involved in anything larger than a very isolated incident. And I have been in touch with the school superintendent as well. We've connected. As I said, I had to leave the area for the day to participate in a panel discussion. I'll be back later tonight, but the superintendent and I have been texting, and we will be in contact.
Tom Puckett?
As far as classes today and tomorrow, were they normal operations at the school?
I can't answer that question. That's something for the schools. I have not heard any information that school was impacted. So nothing was conveyed to me that anything changed on the school. So I think that's really more in line for a question for schools.
Okay, if we have no more further questions, thank you for joining.
Okay, thank you.